I consider myself fairly intelligent, except when it comes to choosing a checkout line, which I seem to get wrong with staggering consistency. But when artificial intelligence arrived, I thought, this is going to be a humbling decade. But then I remembered, in every generation, a new technology comes along that changes what it means to be human. Fire startled us before it warmed us. The wheel first shaped clay before it moved us. The internet baffled most of our parents before it connected us. So AI gives us what exactly? Fear or the freedom to imagine what's next? When I'm not consulting, coaching handstands, or trying to understand TikTok, I teach at a university. Early on, I asked a question about grading. How could I be sure that one professor's A isn't another's B and yet another's F? I still haven't had a good answer to that. But here's a confession. Grading papers is not how most university professors dream of spending a Sunday, hunched over essays armed with caffeine and questionable optimism. So in a moment of curiosity, maybe mild desperation, I decided to see what AI could do. Now, what happened next surprised me. I used a custom AI model and simply asked it to act as a professor. With access to the syllabus, course materials, and grading rubric, it produced an initial grade for each paper, highlighted where students correctly applied concepts taught during the course, even offered improvement suggestions. And the results? Its grades were never more than 4% different than mine. Honestly, it acted so much like a real professor, thought it was going to ask for tenure and a parking spot. But the real win isn't the time I save. It's what I do with it. I use it to breathe life back into teaching. I bring in leaders from industry. I curate activities so students can apply what they're learning. In short, I get to do what I do best: educate, inspire, challenge. And the AI handles the administrivia. This is not a story about grading, but it is about what happens when technology takes the mundane off our plate. AI is the topic everyone's talking about, and for good reason. Unlike past technological waves, it's the tide itself, touching every field, industry, and life. No wonder headlines lean toward job losses, deep-fake voice scams, and self-driving cars that do not spot the child on the crosswalk. And yes, those concerns are real. But if we let fear dominate the narrative, we may risk missing the bigger picture. What if instead of asking, what jobs will AI take, we started asking, what opportunities might it open in how we heal, learn, and create? What could become possible if we chose to reframe the question? Think of past revolutions: steam engine, electricity, the internet. Each began by making things easier or faster. But the real innovation came later. Railways reshaped nations. Light extended our days. Digital networks connected our world. Each wave began with efficiency, but ended with reimagined possibility. So what if AI is not just another productivity tool, but a catalyst to unlock human potential? A partner that helps us think differently and explore things we can't currently conceive. Now, around the world, healthcare systems are stretched to breaking point. Doctors are exhausted, patients wait longer. Those who entered medicine to heal are buried beneath paperwork and burnout and 10-minute consults that barely scratch the surface of care. Now imagine this. AI handles the first pass, scanning symptoms, patient histories, medical data. Instead of rushing through another consult, maybe the doctor could spend time doing what perhaps truly matters: listening, operating, treating, healing, and maybe, just maybe, getting home before midnight. It's happening. Some hospitals are already using AI to summarize patient records and flag likely diagnoses before the doctor even enters the room. In one study, a Microsoft AI system correctly diagnosed medical cases at a rate much higher than physicians. Now, that difference is not academic. A doctor who is unsure may write a prescription, order more tests, or refer the patient to yet another specialist. But in AI, essentially the one colleague in the room who's read all the paperwork may spot patterns humans might miss, narrow possibilities, reduce unnecessary steps, and simply help doctors reach the right diagnosis faster. That could mean fewer appointments, reduced cost, and most importantly, faster treatment. Because in medicine, time is often the difference between recovery and regret. But here's the difference. Just as university professors do not go into education to spend weekends grading papers, doctors do not go into healthcare to conduct rushed interviews. They want to heal. AI is not about replacing doctors, but it may amplify their humanity by giving them back the time, focus, and purpose that brought them to medicine in the first place. So, if AI could help doctors see more clearly, what about ideas and possibilities that we simply can't perceive? Imagine a person in 1890, before telephones, before airplanes. Hand them an iPhone and ask them to look up at the jet doing aerobatics. They simply could not have conceived of such things. They were beyond imagination. Here's the difference. In 1890, those unimaginable leaps took a century to move from idea to reality. Today, similar leaps could happen within a decade. So what iPhone moments are awaiting us? Could we choose to move beyond the 8-hour workday and the rush hour gridlock? What possibilities could AI potentially reveal if we dared to ask the right questions? Curing the previously incurable? Or rethinking norms that we've accepted for generations? Now, I know for some, AI evokes fear. As machines replace muscle, AI systems could replace the human brain. But what if we saw AI as an opportunity to elevate everyone, to move away from routine, repetitive tasks toward more higher value pursuits? What if instead of cutting jobs, we used AI to free people to do the things they never had time to do? So here's my invitation to you. Be curious. Ask questions, challenge assumptions, and co-create ideas that stretch what you think possible. Fear always finds a voice. Possibility deserves one too. Imagine you are a project manager and parent of two, up before dawn juggling client meetings with school munchers. Your fear? You'll have all the time in the world to spend with your kids. Instead, your AI assistant handles the scheduling and follow-ups, giving you back the time to think, lead, and be present. Perhaps you are a retired engineer who spends your days woodworking and worrying that the digital world may replace craftsmanship with clicks. Now, AI helps you design more intricate pieces, source sustainable materials, and share your craft with a global community. Your hands still build, but your imagination reaches further. This is not about technology. It's about us and what could become possible when technology takes the mundane off our plate so that we can reclaim the creativity, connection, and contribution that make us human. What if the age of AI was not about replacement at all, but about elevation, a shift from fear to exploration? So let's not constrain ourselves with a fixed mindset in a world that's so rapidly shifting. Let's use this moment, this extraordinary moment, to redefine what no longer serves us, and let's choose to reimagine our possible. Thank you.